Welcome to Jamie's 4.0 Garage. Today we're going to talk about micrometers. Micrometer is a measuring tool just like a tape measure, except a tape measure is not a precision instrument. Tape measure only goes down to a 1/16 of an inch, and while that may work in other industries, that does not work in the automotive industry. So let's talk about some of the things you might be measuring. In the automotive industry or working around your house, you might have to measure the diameter of a pipe. Maybe it's a piece of pipe for roll bar tubing. Maybe it's a piece of pipe for your house. Maybe it's a push rod, the diameter of a push rod. Maybe it's the diameter of a lifter for a small block Chevrolet. Or a carrier shim for a Jeep Cherokee rear end. Maybe you're snow blowing because you got a little snow and you're outside and you catch something and you break off a shear pin and you go to a local hardware store and they want to know what size shear pin, but you have no clue. Maybe you're building something and you want to measure the diameter of a bolt so you know what size hole to drill, but you can't measure with a ruler, so we're going to have that micrometer. So very simply, a micrometer takes 1 inch and divides it into 1,000 pieces. So as you can see on my little board, we got 1 over 1,000 equals 0.001, or how do we say it, pronounce it, 1,000th of an inch. So we take 1 inch and divide it into 1,000 little pieces. Now what does that sound like to me? It sounds like money. So let's explain how this works through the use of money. We all know how to read money, how to count money, and how it works. So we're going to take our 1 inch, right? 1,000 pieces we're going to divide it into. So it's like taking a $10 bill, divide it into 10 $1 bills. Then we divide that $1 bill into 4 quarters, and we take 1 quarter and we divide that into 25 pennies. So if we understand that concept about money, it's going to be pretty easy to understand how to read a micrometer. So let's give one a try. So I'm going to take my micrometer, and looking at it, I can see all my little divided marks of that. Those can be dollars. The little lines in between can each be 25. That's 25 cents. There's my 4 quarters right there. And then around, as I rotate this part of the micrometer, I can see 0 through 25. So just like money, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies, I got a nickel. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I have a dime. I got a little bit more, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I get another quarter, and I advance one more increment on my micrometer, and I uncover it as I turn it, and that's how many I have. So when I want to add it up, it's just like adding money, $1, $2, $3, $4, and 15 cents. So this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how we're going to explain it, and I think if you kind of try this process, it's going to be very easy to understand. So let's give one a shot. Let's give it a little try and see what we got. So I'm taking a regular bolt and I'm going to unwind my micrometer. So I'm already at 400 thousandths, and I want to grab this so it fits right through the micrometer. It's not a vise. It's not a clamp. I just want it to slip to fit. So I'm basically kind of where I'm at. And if I look as it glides through my micrometer, I'm going to look at my reading, and if I'm looking, I see 1, 2, 3, 400, 425, 450, 475, and then I'm at the 0 line right here. So I have 500 thousandths of an inch. And how do I write that? I would write that 0.500. So if you're looking at my board here, we're going to kind of write this just the way it sounds. 500 thousandths, that's how I say it. Now, if I go to the hardware store and I want to know what size bolt I'm going to buy, I'm not going to go in and ask for a 500 thousandths bolt. I'm going to grab my little chart here. If I don't know the distance of the conversion, I'm going to say 500 thousandths equals a 1/2 inch. So this bolt happens to be a 1/2 inch bolt. Now, I used a pretty primitive, easy measurement that's an even number of 500, but you might have other things such as this shear pin that are going to come out differently, and it's going to be a little bit more complicated. But if you understand the quick and easy version of how a micrometer works and you use the concept of money, you're going to be in good shape, confident, and go out and measure some stuff. Thank you. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel.